Welcome back, everybody, to session 6 of The Crown of Autumn. We last left our companions in the middle of a blizzard up in the mountains of the Great Divide. They have been hunkering down for some time amidst the local populace of this kind of a smaller trading village. The larger trading hub along the highway is actually higher up on the mountain, but the roads going higher up on the mountainside have been uh, snowed over under upwards of 15 feet of snow. A lot of that is powder, but still unbearable to get through with the current technology. The brewery of this village, the party members have recently learned that the village's name is Hanata, that their brewery had been burnt down due to some strange means. One expedition, I suppose, small supply run. Thurban was accompanying a young ogress to the remains of the brewery to hopefully find a barrel of spirits to as hopefully appease the those who stay at the inn there. But Thurban was attacked by some sort of apparition, a wraith of some kind that had some kind of elemental ice aspect to it, which uh, uh, to Thurban's surprise was odd, but not unwelcome. Though when he attempted to possibly sense and or absorb the ice energy from it, the evil entity attacked him, which turned into a battle of wills, which Thurban overcame the spirit and bound it into his yew stave, um, effectively enchanting it with whatever this ice undead spirit, this adumbration, is. And once they're done, a few moments later, the wood of the stave was petrified, so cold that it blackened the wood. Not to harm Thurban in any way, because as we have discovered, Thurban is through unknown means immune to the cold. He could walk across the surface of Hoth, for example, and feel no different. It's quite balmy and tropical to him. No cold. No cold bothers him. But he stands there alone in the snow as the poor young ogress ran at the sight of this icy adumbration attacking her companion. And Gunnar was blessed to have the front door of the inn thrown open, and it was her bust that entered the room before she did. Uh, Goodness gracious, girl, how does she not fall over? But she is there. Her chest heaves, she pants, and then she says, "The Fae was there, and there was a ghost. I ran back, and I dropped the barrel." And then she looks very sad. Gunnar, would you describe your character for us?
You're muted.
Gunnar is a strapping
21-ish years old, barbarian, Ithnakai, and he is black haired and at this current point bundled up against the cold, but built like the proverbial brick shithouse. And he's got his war sword out. Um, as the ogress comes in, his first thought is, crap, she dropped the keg. Second is, my companion.
Oh, priorities.
And so he'll take the opportunity to push past her and try to follow her tracks to find out where exactly they were going, um, drawing his sword at the same time.
Okay. So, uh, you haul ass up the I I don't want to call it a street because a street implies that it's paved in some way. There's flagstones under all that snow somewhere, so it's a path. Uh, you haul ass up her reverse path, and her strides are long. My God, she was running like a deer. Uh, like the dead were after her, literally. And you come across or come around that corner like a bat out of hell yourself, sword drawn, ready to let blood, and you see Thurban standing there in the snow, just kind of hanging out, like marveling at this. His stave that was just a lovely shade of light brown, as a yew tree would be, but now it's black and kind of like flakes, snowflakes. Like he moves it, it leaves a trail of snowflakes. And Sermon, would you describe your character for us?
Saban is a Dawn Fairfolk, uh, one that's lacking horns, which still hurts him. Uh, Not literally, but mentally hurts him. Uh, yeah, as stated, he is kind of standing there. He probably just got done pulling his hand away, and he saw this petrification, this freezing happen, and two thoughts kind of go through his head. It's one is like, huh, that's interesting, and the other one is that little girl better kick its ass. For anyone who remembered, he did have the spirit of that little girl from the yew tree kind of partially infused, so she is able to go out and see the world with him. He would not notice Gnar there at first, even though that man is probably making no small amount of noise. But between the snow and the adrenaline leaving his own system, what's going on behind him has not quite clicked in. Heck, he barely even noticed that the ogress had ran off. The only reason he knows that is he heard the scream. Uh, Besides that, not much can really be seen of him. He's wearing kind of a floor length cloak. Um, the hood was up, but now it's down. Uh, but yeah, it'll probably take him a couple minutes, and he slowly realized that someone is in the same vicinity with him, and he'd turn, probably catch Gnar with the war sword out, and he'd actually like bring the staff around to show him that, like, look what I did. Um, and after like it all kind of sets in, he just gets this like huge grin on his face. And then probably because he's like just all over the place, he would actually look down and see the shatterings of the cask that she had dropped, and his face would drop a little bit.
Yeah, the beer that was in the keg is staining the snow a very lovely golden brown color, but it's like that needs to be in here, not down there. It looks like just a lot of piss. Just but it smells great, like where you are. And now when the wind changes, Gunnar, oh, and then your heart falls again. Why, girl? Why? You're muted again,
Muted.
Terry.
You got the curse of the mute today.
Yes.
Damn it.
What happened?
I'm not completely sure.
Tremont,
Something.
would you make an occult test for me, please? Just a stat roll.
All right. Starting off with an 8 and a 7 today, apparently. 19. It's 23.
Okay.
That was a normal 2d8 roll because it's just basically a skill check.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
it's a stat roll. It's not
Yeah.
attached to any skill.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
23.
would have said meditation, but nothing is accosting you.
Right. No, yeah, 23.
You a few moments before, you'll remember from last session, the tail end of last session, you spoke with the Astromancer telepathically, and he his voice kind of, you know, like, whispers into your mind, and his response is all well over there. Have you dealt with the apparition?
Yes, I have. Everything is okay except
Well,
we lost some alcohol.
oh, that's a shame.
It is, but the thing is taken care of. It is bound inside my staff. The staff decided to petrify and char on me though. Is that normal?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends on the entity that is bound within a thing. Sometimes the properties, if it's wood, sometimes it petrifies, sometimes it chars. A stone may become hot or cold to the touch. It varies.
Okay. Yes. All is well. We have taken care of the problem. Um, might have a crypt to go look at though. That was underneath the brewery. Don't know what's going to become of that yet.
I know nothing of where you're at, so you be off with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I'll look back at Gunnar and yeah, so I thought it was an ice thing. Apparently it was potentially an undead thing. Either way, I found out the cold don't bug me anymore.
You don't feel cold anymore.
No.
Hmm. Will you still feel damage from the cold, although you don't feel it?
I don't know, but considering this thing was on death and ice and I didn't take any harm from it. At the moment I am going to say no, but I have not fully tested out this theory.
What happens to the spirit when you die?
Guess that depends on what you believe in.
No, 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 not your spirit. The spirit in the stick.
Oh, I had actually bound the spirit to it, so it is stuck there until I release it.
So I don't have to worry about fighting this thing if anything happens to you.
As far as I know, you shouldn't,
Hmm.
considering last time I used a staff that was kind of like this, its owner was already dead.
Hmm. Well, I suggest we keep a close eye on your digits in the cold. Just because you can't feel it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to take damage from
I might
the
still get
weather.
frostbite, is what you're trying to say.
I don't understand magic. It's if you're feeling in your head that you're not feeling the cold, that doesn't mean your body's not responding to it.
Well, we got plenty of snow to deal with in the mountains. Maybe we'll find out. Um, I don't know if you want to scour see if there's any more alcohol to be found. Um, there
I
is
thought you'd never ask.
apparently there has to be a tomb or a grave somewhere around here though for this thing to have came from. Because as far as I know, these things don't just pop out of thin air.
In the brewery?
Yeah, it happened right where I'm standing.
If Gnar actually walks up to him, you'll see Serban is actually standing at the top of the staircase. That kind of like leads down into the dark. That looks like a wine cellar. You would assume to be a wine cellar beneath the brewery, but it's go down there with a torch because you can't see it from Skyside.
I would say there's a good chance that there's something below there, and it may include more kegs. So let's supply up and take a peek.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I guess so go back to the inn and grab some torches and whatnot. Is the girl okay?
She's frightened,
Uh,
but when you guys get back to the inn, she's frightened, but fine. Hmm.
do we need to ask her for permission to go downstairs?
Why would you need to ask her for permission?
For whomever owned the brewery?
I, it's you don't know who owns the brewery. That she just lives there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh, God, I cannot think of it.
I will address the ogress then with my using my allure.
Gosh.
We have found a
God.
staircase that goes down below the brewery, and we have taken it upon ourselves to explore that basement to try to find more kegs.
She's not an authority figure here. I don't know. She has no idea why you're talking to her. 8 foot
But-
tall hourglass that she is. She's like,
But does it
yeah,
work?
okay. He's like, you do that. I really honest for all intents
Is-
and purposes. Yeah, I guess it works. I mean,
is she duly impressed?
yeah, yeah. All 8 foot of her is very impressed. uh,
Where's the
I
barkeep?
the barkeep is he's seeing to some of the other patrons of the bar kind of rationing out smaller mugs of what was left of the alcohol. As you can tell, demand for alcohol is fucking skyrocketing. Gunnar, it's quickly approaching like 20 uh silver pennies for a glass of wine right now, because like, what the hell? There's not much left. And
Price is going up with every bottle cracked open.
yeah, right. No, he goes, well, he kind of like not interjects himself, but he kind of like joins the conversation there regarding the stairway, and he's like, there wasn't a cellar to my knowledge underneath the brewery. This is news to me. No, explore that and tell us what happens back there. And this kind of like goes throughout the room of like the 30, 40 some odd people who are like crammed in this small inn's front room, and which are most of like the village population. Like a couple older people there, like, we never. This isn't the kind of ground where you'd like dig a cellar or such. Like, it's too damn cold to get a shovel into the ground, so they just build at ground level.
Oh, well, someone dug something. You happen to have any spare torches, light sources that we can take with?
Uh, somebody hands you a lamp. Somebody's grandmother, some old lady, hands you a bronze, like an oil lamp, like a oil lamp with a wick on the end of it. I just a few people just fashion you torches right there, and like, all right, here you go. These people are not adventurers. A few of them are tradesmen, but you two aren't
Yeah.
the most qualified for anything. Uh, someone heard evil spirit, and everyone cowers in the inn. So I,
Oh boy.
yeah. To put things into perspective here, you guys are both 5th level. Okay. Now let's. How many people of the entire world could possibly be considered 5th level with your guys' experience? Really not many. So you guys are going to be the most qualified people for probably several 100 miles. So not to say that these people are like meek and submissive and they just roll over to all of your demands and, oh, there's an evil spirit in the brewery. Holy shit. You go, you newcomer, fix this for us.
And who knows? This could be nothing more
right.
than a root cellar. So
You're right. Yeah. They're suitably terrified because someone said evil spirit.
Mhm.
Magic and the undead are not, or excuse me, I suppose, yeah, no, the undead are not common, but the stuff of stories you tell your grandkids to make them fucking behave.
Right. Okay. Bernard, we need anything else? Have you eaten?
yes, I've been eating whatever's been passed around. I'm ready to go. This is no time like the present. like it's a, like I said, it might just be a root cellar. So I address the crowd and say, we are leaving to explore this. Remember, it's bad luck to be superstitious.
They're kind of well. One of the village elders just kind of cocks his eyebrow at you. Like, what the hell? What are you being superstitious saves your ass? He doesn't say that, but that's clearly you hear him screaming that inside his head. You see yourselves out to the street and onto the burnt skeleton of this brew house, this brewery. Moving through some of the wreckage here, Gunnar, you see what looks to be like large earthen vats that have been charred, and pools where, say, like grapes were pressed. The images of people with their feet stepping on grapes and such, like smashing them into to mush to be processed into wine for later, comes to your mind. But in altitudes like this might be kind of interesting. Maybe the fruits that they were using grow better up here, and that's why they have one of those up here. Normally these are found in lower, warmer climates, but one of them, one of the earthen vats was like cracked open, like one of the supports of the building fell in on it, and you can see like the dark stain of like that was beautiful alcohol that was splashed all over the floor, frozen, dry. So leaves this very dark, almost like an enormous dark blood stain across the floor, and it breaks your heart a little bit. And you find your way back to that kind of like that dark corner of the brewery, and you get a kind of a weird feeling. You guys get back closer to there, and you stand at the top of this stairway. It's a stale reek of some subterranean fragrance. You're not familiar with what that is. You've not spent much time in crypts or around graves for you to understand what a body rot smells like, but that smells like stale earth. How do you two wish to proceed there?
Do you think the fire cracked open some type of seal that these townsfolk never knew existed?
Possibly. There's also no telling how old that particular spirit was either.
Honestly, I was hoping that this was a forgotten cellar that maybe we'd get some kegs from or some extra preserves, but they seem pretty strongly to suggest that they didn't know that this existed.
Yeah. Once again, it could have been that whoever did know it existed, wasn't around. Or maybe it was just kept that good of a secret. I don't know.
Do we have to dig it out at all to get down, or is it kind of freed up by itself?
It looks like an open passage that goes down into the mountainside, literally. It's got cobwebs down there. There's no light sources down there. It just fades away into darkness. But you don't see anything. It's just wear and tear of the bygone ages, so to speak. It's real dusty.
All right. So as far as light source goes, I can take a torch in my offhand. Do you want to take a
We got
lantern?
the lamp. Yeah, I'll take a lamp.
The lamp, there's
All right.
only one.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
make
I'll
sure
take
I've got
the lamp.
a torch lit. He's got the lamp, and we begin to descend.
So this stairway descends about some 60 feet at not a sharp angle, but you are making good time deep into the earth there. There is a gradual left turn and then another right. So it snakes back onto itself. And you find yourself on a landing. There are niches in the wall here where you would suspect that candles were once placed or other such light sources. If you stick your hand in one, it's clean. Clean save for dirt, grit, cobwebs. You stick your hand on the lip, you disturb a fat spider, and that spider dips the fuck out real damn quick. And somewhere off into the darkness, it scurries off to a crack. You look immediately to your left, and there is again another post and lintel kind of stone slab doorway. And it goes kind of like doubles back upon itself. You take that left, and you make an equal amount of time deeper into the earth there. You're some 100 feet below the surface here. The air starts to get pretty gross down here. You can still breathe. There is no wind anymore, and you can hardly hear the snowstorm from outside and skyside. You bottom out into what looks to be a circular chamber. You're standing in the doorway of this circular chamber. Immediately to your right is an archway of similar construction, post and lintel. And about 10 feet beyond that archway, just on the inside of your firelight, that hallway is collapsed in. And with both of your light sources, you actually illuminate about a 15-foot diameter circular chamber. In the left of this chamber is a stairway that of cut stone that goes down into the next one. You could kind of see your torchlight kind of illuminates partially the next like slightly lower circular chamber. You can tell this chamber beyond is circular by the shadow play around the corner. And you see some rectangular edifice over there, like a stone table, an archway, a bench you can't quite see from your current perspective. There are at what looks like octagonal points around this circular chamber, niches similar to the ones above. If Gunnar, you look immediately to your right, you'll see that a black tallow candle is actually half lit here. And by candle, I mean, and when I say a candle, I mean a fucking candle. A 3-wicked son of a bitch that might burn for 12 hours. Should you wish to light that, that is completely up to you. But this circular room is mostly unfurnished, save for the tattered remains of some vermiculated tapestries. There are hangings for said tapestries. There's only 3 sets of them, like 3/4 of the way up the wall. And what's left of them has fallen to the dirt, and like dirt is kind of like in small berms where this cloth is. How do the two of you wish to proceed?
So we're still on the upper level, kind of looking down at this, right?
You are on a landing that is maybe 6 feet above the floor of this circular chamber. You're kind of on a, I don't want to say a dais, but you're on an archway you're in, shit, excuse me. You're standing on a landing in the doorway of this circular chamber, and you're kind of looking down at an angle into it. You're about 6 feet from the floor, like I said.
I'm gonna motion for Thryben to just stay back. And I'm going to hand him my torch. And I'm going to creep down stealthily so that I can get equal to the flooring of the room and to be able to peer in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How are you going about that then?
Flattened up against the wall and very carefully choosing my foot placements to be able to creep in. I mean, obviously we can't take away the light that we've already shown, but I'm just motioning to him to like just stay where you're at.
Okay. All right, so you're entering the circular chamber is what I'm hearing.
Stealthily, yes.
Okay.
I'm staying up top.
Okay. So Thurban is Overwatch, and you are going into the chamber. Roll me stealth. Roll it.
Excellent. All right, so that is a 9 plus 7, 16.
I gotta describe this maybe a little bit better before I possibly misinform you. Okay, you gotta go down the stairway, get down to the floor, and then if you want to creep around the wall, you gotta like backtrack to the wall because like it's out. It's out about 6 foot from the wall, so like it goes down and then gotta backtrack a bit and then go around the wall. So if you would like, you could like sidestep to the edge of like this platform and just drop down into the darkness that's kind of like, I guess, shrouded by half by the stairway, and then circle around instead of actually going out into almost the center of the chamber. And then is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, if I drop down, can I see the floor from our light sources so that I'm not dropping
Yes.
down into, okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do that then, as long as I can see where I'm like landing.
Yeah. You can very easily like move your torch, look down, be like, oh, okay, that's a safe hop,
Right.
and then go around.
Yep.
Where is your torch? You're giving your torch to Thurban?
Yes. He's
So
got
Thurban
both
is
light
holding
sources.
2 lights. Okay, right.
I have the torch and the lamp.
Uh, let me describe the lamp for you. The lamp has a little stand that you can kind of, it's almost like an Arabic style, like genie of the lamp, oil lamp,
Mm-hmm.
but not exactly that shape. It's got a wick that burns. You can actually set that down on the ground and it'll actually put off quite a bit of light. Should you want to be able to set the lamp down, but it does have a handle there for you that you can it's more ewer shape than like pitcher shaped, if that's what makes sense in your mind.
Okay.
It doesn't have a foot. It does have a handle. It also has a small spout for a wick there too. Uh that, if it has enough oil and a long enough wick, will burn for a full day. So you got quite a good damn good light source here. So um back to Gunnar. You are in the shadows with what was your stealth test?
16.
With a 16, and you're creeping along the wall. Is your back to the wall? Are you keeping your hand on the wall? How are you going?
Back to the wall, like focused out. My
Okay.
attention's focused out.
Okay. You shimmy along the wall, and your right hand touches the doorway of the collapsed hallway. How do you proceed from here?
I'll step down and make my way to like the entrance of the room.
From the collapsed hallway?
Yeah.
Because you're like right around the corner from there. You're obviously you're not in the doorway, but how do you want to navigate that space? Because it's open air right there is what I'm asking.
I want to try to use the shadows as much as I can. I'm not hurrying by any means, but I want to stop and listen, and I want to use the shadows.
It's mostly shadows here, so you're pretty much free to move however you wish. The only thing you really do hear is the sound of yours and Thurbon's breath.
Okay. So then
It's a little
Can-
too eerie.
am I within the light where he can see me if I
Uh he can see you if he turns and looks in that direction, yeah.
all right. I'll motion him down then.
Before I go down, um, is there anything in the wall for like putting one of the torches?
There are
Or
no
is there
sconces, no.
no sconces, no spot for them? Okay.
There are niches in the wall, and there's that candle that I mentioned before, but beyond that, no.
Okay. I am going to set the lamp up top where I am, so it kind of casts the light out, and then yeah, I'll follow his directions to kind of hop down while still holding the torch in my hand.
When you set the lamp down, I suppose on the landing way, the room is now well lit.
Does Gunnar make any sort of motion for me to not do that?
I don't see or hear anything that would be an alarm, so I would just
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the room is going to be well lit.
Yeah. If there was anything in this room, it would have saw you by now,
Right, right.
especially
And-
now.
and I've got an awareness level 6, so I'm kind of like using my perception to see if I hear or sense anything. So
But yeah, yeah.
what
So
This
I'll go down where he is.
and then we'll move on.
I'm
in
going to
what
go
direction
inspect.
are you moving on?
Do we want to go more into the room?
Oh, you guys are already in the room.
Okay.
I think
You
it meant
guys
more
are
toward
on
the
the
center.
yeah. You guys are on the side of the room that has the doorway to a collapsed hallway. You guys are currently at a dead end.
Okay.
Now with the room well lit, you just see now that it's just a what was probably once in its heyday a tapestry room, but with no tapestries.
But some of the tapestries are in ruins, right?
Yeah, they've been faded and probably half eaten by moths and such. They're next to useless at this point.
Just because Gunnar would have some type of reverence for tapestries. I mean, like that's, in some cases a story.
Right.
He's going to go over and take a look at some of, what is left of the closest tapestry.
Okay. At one time, the one we're gonna say the one closest to you is probably the one on the left-hand side of the room near the collapsed doorway. Is was once a depiction of a battle. Two armies clash here. Very reminiscent of like the Bayeux tapestry, but in like primitive like pictographic type imagery, like oh there's a dragon in there somewhere. That's probably not a physical dragon, but more a representation of something. A red army clashes with a green one, and that's really all you get from here. It's been molded so damn bad, and it looks like a battle. You assume it's a battle. There are lines upon lines of what look to be fighting men in strange helms of long since out of fashion uniform with green plumes.
All right. Gunnar looks at the tapestry, looks at Thraben, looks at the tapestry. Does this mean anything to you?
And he'll go up and look at it, but I'm guessing nothing's really going to catch his eye. Green plumes wouldn't be familiar in any way, shape, or form that I know of.
Not no.
No, that is old. That
You're old.
very. I'm going to flick you in the forehead here in a second.
You do that once.
Once is all I need. No. This is older than I am. This is probably even older than the generation before me, honestly. Which he does have like some tailoring, so like he would see like the level of decay on this thing.
Oh,
This thing's been here forever.
Oh yeah.
And like he would
You're surprised that the cloth is even still here. You see a little
like,
moth that's been crawling away. Oh yeah.
like he won't touch it, but like he'll like kind of like trace the edge and be like, this was really good when it was made, but my God, how is this thing still here? I breathe on it too hard, it's gonna turn to dust.
How many other tapestries are there in this room?
Two others. There was one at points in this room.
I'll go to the next closest one and try to assess what it was.
This one, actually quite pretty and quite eye-catching. There is some gold thread in this that glitters in the lamplight. You think it's a tree, like a big oak tree. And you're not sure if it's somebody's heraldry or if it's just an artistic representation of a tree of some kind. But the people depicted in this image are tiny compared to like this is a fucking huge tree that could possibly be some miles high. And it's the leaves in some places are outlined with this gold thread. Some of it you manipulate some of the cloth in a way, and it quite literally turns to dust in your hand, and kind of startles you. Just drop
Don't
it,
touch it.
and then it just like a mushroom cloud of uh dust and dust might shit now in the fucking aerosolizes. And now there's uh you destroy half the image when you touch it. There's once, and now you see there's like filaments of this gold gold dust in that glitters in this the dust and the grit. Uh that was the singular image there of an enormous tree.
I look at the tapestry, look back at him, look at the tapestry. Are your
Okay.
people tiny when they're born?
I mean, aren't all people tiny when they're born? I, no tinier than mortal people, I would assume.
Are there trees that would be this, or are the trees gigantic, or are the people tiny? I don't understand.
I don't know. Is there anything in the history books of trees that stretch miles high?
Not any books that you've seen or read, I should say.
So this metallic thread that's left, can I
Mhm.
tell what it is? Is it silver or gold?
It's gold. Yeah. Gold dust, gold thread. It's spun gold of some kind. Like very, very fine gauge wire.
Well,
No, I don't know. Maybe it's just this artist's rendition of a tree really meant something to him. I don't know. We're
there's
dealing with things that don't even exist in our history books anymore, if they ever did.
Gunar's kind of intrigued by this gold thread. That's just not something that somebody would do very casually. So, without being disrespectful,
You already dusted half the tapestry.
I touched it.
Yeah,
I was
Right. They
That told-
touched it.
I was admiring it.
with your eyes, not your hands next time.
I want to gather up some a sample of this gold thread, and if nothing else, I'm going to take my at some point. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm thinking like this would be kind of neat if and I've got blacksmithing and some kind of crafty type skills. I'm going to take some of the gold thread and put it eventually, not right now, around the hilt of my war sword.
Okay. Where are you going to put the dust? You can absolutely take it with you or take a sample of it with you, but where are you going to put it?
We should have. All right, I've got a backpack.
gonna be quite a big container for a bit of gold dust.
Do you have any smaller pouches on you?
Yeah, I've got a belt and pouches. I mean, I'm not going to try to take the whole tapestry.
Right.
Mm,
Now that you mention it, though.
it, it it seems like this is like a artistic effort that he just doesn't want to like leave down in a crypt. He wants to, you know, even if it's just to bring it up and very carefully show the townspeople.
Okay. Keep in
I'm not-
mind, you're not that far into the crypt. You could go back skyside and get yourself some bags.
All right. He'll
I-
just set it aside for now.
Okay.
And then we still have a third one we have to look at yet.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Let's do that.
What's
Little-
Thurban doing at this time?
Little fairy people, giant tree. Got it.
Thurban, he would look at each of the tapestries. After Gunnar, I mean, he's kind of perplexed at how ancient these things are, and he is kind of like peeved off that Gunnar touched the last one and freaking made some of it turn to dust.
Yep.
After he kind of made a show of not touching it on purpose because if I breathe too hard, it's going to disintegrate.
Yeah, right. Damn it, Gunnar.
Goddamn barbarians can't do anything with them.
Can't take him anywhere. Can't kill him. Can't
This
just
is why we can't have nice things.
Christ on sale.
Um, with Gunnar having him look at the first two, he would probably just follow Gunnar to the third one because he figures Gunnar's going to be like, "Hey, what's the meaning behind this one?" And I'm going to be like, "I don't fucking know."
Let me feel it up. What does this one smell like?
Don't-
Let me taste
don't
it.
Touch this one.
Yeah, how
All
about
right.
that shit?
You look
Yeah,
at
no.
it.
Yes,
This
yes, it will
one
go-
is crumpled and on the floor, so you gotta pick it up.
You pick it up then.
Yeah.
Obviously I don't do it right.
obviously. Jesus Christ. No, yeah, he'll try to as best he can. He'll try to get it flattened out so they can actually look at it. Kind of have the light over top so we can take a look see.
This is actually an image that you recognize, Serpon. In some, well, actually in the collective mythology of all of the different mortal fae, one of them, the more popular fairy tale, quote unquote fairy tales, no pun intended for fairy children, is the War of the Fae. Before the time of mortals, before the first human people came. That when the Seelie court went to war with the Unseelie court, and they were fighting over, we don't remember what, it was that long ago, and they kind of don't care and they're flighty, and that's plain and simple. Don't ask questions, it's none of your business. It's the Fae, we don't ask them any questions.
None of your goddamn business.
But you look at this this tapestry, and it is a multicolored kaleidoscopic mess of men-at-arms, some large, some small, some winged, some not, strange shaped entities there that kind of hurt to look at. Some vaguely Cthulhuid monstrosities. These shadowy things from the outer dark somehow. There are clouds of pixies dressed in the panoply of war. Not unlike clouds of piranhas with swords and spears and bows and such like. And you look upon it, and it actually kind of breaks your heart that there was a time when the Fae comparatively were so barbaric that they would set upon each other in such a way. And actually, you get a little emotional looking about this, and to put it into perspective, it's like a Greek person of let's say the Bronze Age being told the labor of the labors of Heracles, and being told the labors of Heracles in a way where like the last one happened like last week. Kind of thing. So there is something incredibly ancient about this image and something very recent that about this image that kind of breaks your heart. And Gunnar, from the mortal perspective, there is some very quiet, very faint, very, very sad, morose reverence about this image that you can't put your finger on. But you get that knot in your throat, like you want to, like, deep down inside, like lizard brain wants to empathize, but you don't know how to empathize, but you just instinctively know this is sad. I want to help, but you don't know the cultural context of the help, so to speak. So that is the third image, the third tapestry there.
This one is not good.
Nice. Sorry,
No.
I'm not commenting on you guys. I'm rolling for something else. Guilty game
Oh.
master.
You're right. How dare? How dare?
Goddamn, how dare.
No, this one is not nice at all. And this one I do know a little bit about. This is people fighting their own people. And he'll actually point out, the pixie clouds and some of the other figures that, kind of widespread known. And it's one of those things that should be so long ago that it shouldn't impact us anymore. But at the same time, impacts as if it happened yesterday. If that makes sense.
For some reason, this war makes me feel sorrow.
I was one to never think you can get happiness out of a war anyway. No point to it.
But these aren't my people.
No. But it is people dying, fighting, quite possibly for something they didn't even know what they were fighting for. And he'll kind of looks like upwards and like in the direction of the sea. Just like we're dealing with right now, we're fighting people who don't know what they're fighting for.
Still, it makes me hard to understand if the sea army fought each other, I would have no feelings, but the images on this tapestry make me feel. It's odd.
He's gonna the bomb's gonna like gently set the tapestry back down. Did that one try to fall apart on him like the other two have?
It wants to.
Okay.
You put it down real gentle, but it obviously wants to. It's showing its age.
All right.
How old do you think this is?
Narrator, remind me, how long ago were the wars again?
Put into perspective for you. The Astromancer would have been a young man. And he's about 28,000 cycles old.
Yeah. Remember that guy whose tower we went to?
Of course.
If he was a kid.
Wow. It's too bad we couldn't bring this back to him.
I can try to let him know about it, but I don't. Anyone tries to actually move it is just gonna turn to dust and mold.
It's too bad. It would have been a generous gift for a generous host.
That it would. And Thurban's gonna like purposefully move himself because it's getting to him more than it's getting to Gunnar. And he just needs to not look at that image anymore right now.
Right.
Though he will attempt to essentially shoot off a thought to the Astromancer on the tapestry depicting the old wars. Don't think we can move it though.
Make me another occult test.
Just straight occult.
Yep.
Good. 16 on that one.
When you try and push your conscience out, you feel something dampen it and then push back.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Okay. So, this feeling, I'm gonna describe it best I can. You reach out with your mind, your consciousness, and it's like, actually, Mike, what does it look like when Thurban reaches out with his mind, with his sight? What is it like? What is it? Is it? You describe it for me. Essentially asking like what what is his third eye?
Like how does he see that?
How does it manifest? How does his projecting of his will manifest? What does it look like in his mind's eye? Is it a hand? Is it a finger? Is it an arrow? Take some time to think about it.
Right.
It's really your character. I shouldn't be describing your character's third eye. I really shouldn't.
Right. But it's also something I'm pressing it too, so it's kind of in your ballpark. If I had to actually like give it a manifestation for like someone to put a physicality to it,
A vague physicality.
I would think it would be like fingers almost like the fingertips almost, because the way I see it is he probably sees the thing as a whole as basically a series of threads or spider webs, and he is merely connecting the dots, so to speak. So that would be kind of like his fingers tracing along his thread to where he needs it to go, if that makes sense.
So it's essentially a figurative ley line, but between people and beings.
Yes.
So in Thurbon, from Thurbon's perspective, there's a thread that connects him and Gunnar. There's a maybe a little bit more prominent thread that connects him and Enivir. There is a thread that connects him and the Astromancer, and anyone else that maybe he holds dear and who wishes to have this connection with. You reach out along these threads, and you attempt to go out. It's an invisible thread, obviously. It's a psychic thread that connects the minds to each other. He reaches out, and his will along this thread pushes through what to our earthly senses would be, this is going to be really gross, greasy, cold tapioca pudding.
Separate or non-separated?
No, it like fish eyes. Like the consistency of old cold bacon grease with chunks in it, and your will sticks its hand, its finger into it, and you're like, and like it shoots back to you, and you just and Gunnar, you see Thurbon like full body shudder, like oh, like he just stuck his hand in like fucking fibrous diarrhea. Like you just put your hand there, or you just stepped in it barefoot. It's fucking vile. And Thurbon has very nice golden colored, like creme brulee colored skin. He turns green, like 3 shades of green.
What was that?
Take it away, Mike. I described it a little too well there. He's coughing.
No. No, like he's for a good minute, he's like look around for like a pot to puke into for a second here. Like,
oh, yum.
Not doing that again while we're down here. And then look at Gunnar, and it's I was trying to reach out, and there's something there. I don't.
Are you ill? I don't understand.
Yes, very. Make me a conditioning test. Actually, it's a save. That's going to be a full-on fucking save.
Oh shit! Conditioning save. All right, give me a second.
1 die, 1 explode.
Oh, that's an 8.
Well, you're okay for now.
He's like barely holding it down.
You tasted it.
Yeah. He'll look at Gunnar is like, I'm not. You know how the tapestry invoked a feeling in you? Something around here is invoking a feeling in me, and it's not good.
It's not delicious. Ooh,
Like an attack? Are
No,
we being
it's it was defensive in nature, not offensive in well, it was offensive in nature, but
hey, Gunnar, I need you have grades newly acquired grades in danger sense. You want to make me a danger sense save?
ooh.
there we go.
Sit up, sit up.
Do the thing.
It's one die.
Oh,
It explodes once. Add your level to it and your danger sense grades. Excuse me, your danger sense bonus.
I got an 8.
Oh, oh, uh, in the immortal words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I have a bad feeling about this.
I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, hello there."
Oh, you don't want me to say that.
I
Not
know.
yet. Hello there. No, it's not a nice hello there. It's
Mm-mm.
Something is off here. From the tapestry, or do you know where from?
So, and I don't think Raban's even spoken about this with Gunnar before. The Fae have an ability to speak to each other over long distances if the connection is deep enough. I was trying to speak to the Astromancer about the tapestry because you said it would have been a very nice gift. And when I tried, it didn't go through. You ever have someone puke at your feet and you step in it on accident?
No.
You don't want to. I'm trying to think of like a situation like a Nar would know like what this would feel like. Um
cat puke on your tough feet before or shoes before?
um you dealt with the docks before, like water, like the sea and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you know how sometimes they'll leave a barrel open and it collects everything?
Okay.
Dip your hand in it.
Ooh.
Now make it worse.
Yeah.
Make it gummy and viscous and worse.
Is this a physical feeling? Is this alive? I don't understand.
No, but when we don't really have time for this type of discussion down here. When you reach out and you feel something like that,
Hey, Traban's got danger sense too, right?
yes, I do.
Make me a danger sense test. Or save, really. I should say save.
Hold on. 12.
Still
Uh,
feeling a little irpy.
you feel like you're being watched.
Does the wraith in the staff convey anything?
Make me a defense test. Actually, both of you make me a defense test, actually. Oh no. Oh my God. Okay.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So defense 2d8 plus cunning plus evasion.
For this situation, you don't get your evasion bonus.
Oh, in that case, drop 2 off of mine.
Okay. Okay.
So what's that? 17, I think.
12.
Oh, great. The two of you are knocked off of your feet bodily, and thrown to the floor, by some, unknown force, and you are tossed, through that open doorway into the next chamber, and through, no, I suppose small means, churning up dust, scraping limbs and such, along the way. You guys, through blackness and that lamp seemingly, somehow gets tossed in, with you, and so the lamp itself sloshes oil around. You can hear it clattering and clanging. You lost your secondary torch somehow along the way, but you find yourselves tumbling through space, and you are dumped in an open, vaguely triangular shaped room, with coffins in it, uh, jostled, and then some. One of you lost your backpack along the way, the strap of which snapped, and I'll have one of you decide who lost your backpack. But in this vaguely triangular shaped room, there are three coffins and three stairways. And at the top of each stairway is a statue that's somewhat being obscured by the guttering flames of this lamp, who, like, by all the gods blessing the light from this lamp, it has not gone out yet. And there are the creaking and shuffling sounds from the corners of the room as you haul yourself to your feet. Gunnar, you look up into the ghastly face of a corpse clad in copper mail with a pitted copper sword. I need reaction tests from the party. As Thurbon, you stand and find yourself and your companion surrounded by ranks of the undead. Oh, well, son of a bitch. Okay, fine. Sure, I rolled great on the initial attack, but now the reaction is fucking garbage. Okay.
So this is initiative.
Yes, it is reaction.
So 1d8 plus
Yep.
reflex modifier plus level, correct?
Yes.
12.
I got a whopping 10.
All right. Terry wins it for the party. Terry, are we going first or are we going second? We as
we're
in
going
you guys.
We're going first.
Damn it, we're going first. So, Gunnar, you are within killing distance of
Yes,
what
I am.
looks like an armored skeleton of some kind.
All right. He's using, well, okay, so there's no light source that he has to be responsible for. We've got a light source. So he's going to do the old war sword, two-handed.
What do you mean the old? Come on, man. Come on.
How many enemy do we have?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
Like many?
Man,
It-
you don't have time to count right now. You just not.
Oh, in Gunnar's mind, is this a red mist kind of situation?
Every fight is a red mist situation, my friend. Don't you bite your tongue. The answer is yes always.
All right, red mist,
There
baby,
you go. Into the red mist he goes.
into the red mist. All right. All right, so this is going to be war sword, two-handed, first enemy.
Make me an attack roll.
All right, so let me. Okay, so
I'm pretty sure you make at least 2 attacks.
okay, so 13 plus 8.
How many grades does he have? 9?
Yes.
Oh, you can actually make 3 attacks. Holy shit.
Hmm.
Nice.
All right, so 21 in the first one. Oh, do I keep rolling or?
Well, you said 21 on the first one?
Yeah.
Hang on here.
8 plus 13, right? Yeah,
Yep, 21.
Okay. No, that actually makes it through. Okay. I wanted to make sure I did it right for you. You can roll damage on the first one
All right, so
if you wish.
damage is already 7 plus 1d8, right?
Yes. It's always going to be a D8. The D8 obviously explodes, but it's whatever your modifier is, then yeah.
Okay. Total of 10.
Total of 10. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Do I go again or?
You can, yes. The second attack has a -1 penalty to it.
Oh, we'll go.
Because of multi-attack, basically.
Ooh, that's an explosion. So that's a 10.
Attaboy.
17 plus 8.
25.
Okay. Okay. All right. Ah! Okay.
Damage on that one is a
You just snaked it in. Yeah. Okay. Roll
13.
damage. 13
13.
points of damage. Okay. Okay.
And then round 3. Can I do 3?
Mm-hmm. You take a -2,
I
I
will
believe,
do
from the
that.
third one.
Yeah, -2. First, second, and third attacks is -1, -2, -3.
All right. Okay. So that's a 12, 18. And then, so this is a -3.
Yes. And -2 for the attack.
Okay. So 15, 13 plus 8,
21.
21.
Ah, damn. Okay, fine. You'd roll damage on the third one as well, I suppose.
All right. So this is 13.
13 points of damage.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
With-
So what happens?
With those 3 rather fucking devastating attacks, you fuck this guy up. If this guy was a living man, he'd be, oh my God, he'd be so messed up. But in fact, he died ages ago, so he doesn't flinch at all. And he attacks you. He doesn't even fucking phase him. For a 25 attack on the die.
Jesus.
Yep.
Bernard might actually take some damage this round.
Dang.
Yep.
All right, evasion. Ooh, so that's a 15. That explodes.
Yep.
18
Attaboy.
plus. Wait. 23. 23.
Yeah. Oh.
Almost.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Almost, but not quite there. Oh my fucking god. Can you? Oh no!
Come on, give it to us. Come on, come
Shit.
on.
Fuck. What kind of armor is Gunnar wearing?
We've got the greaves, the halberd, and the shield.
Oh, the shield doesn't do damage suppress. That modifies defense. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on. What is your body armor? What armor are you wearing?
Leather, halberd.
Okay. Leather hallmark is 2. And you're
2, yeah.
wearing Greaves, correct?
Greaves. That's 1.
Greaves is 1. You're not wearing anything else.
Negative.
God damn it. That all? Okay.
Armor test.
Yeah, right. Roll me 1d8. An armor test is 1d8 plus your damage suppress, which it looks like your damage suppress is 4. Roll me a d8 plus 4. Total damage coming in is 22.
It's an 8, so does it
Oh,
explode?
it didn't explode. Fuck. Yes.
Does it?
Yes. All saves explode. Fuck, please explode.
Did it
It's
explode a
another
second
8.
time?
It's
There you
another
go.
8.
Keep going. It explodes until it stops.
All right, so that's 2 8s
That's 16.
and a 3. Okay.
Hey,
So-
that's 19
Oh my
plus 4.
god.
That's 23.
Oh my god. Oh shit. You can describe how you negate 22 points of damage coming in if you like.
What is he attacking with? You got to give me a.
He is attacking you with a sword. Kind of a leaf blade shaped sword that's about 28 inches long. That and he basically coming down to just fucking hack your arm off with this unnatural strength of the undead, and it could have split you in two. But you can describe that however you like. It's your armor taking it. Ooh.
So Gunnar is taken off balance and sees the blow coming down and tries to dodge out of the way and tries to, but doesn't completely do it as he's coming down, but it still happens to hit his armor, and it's like such a blow that it like drops him to his knees like no other hit ever has. And he's looking at a corpse nailing him to his knees.
Uh-huh.
But the damage is minimal, but just from the freakish luck of just dodging out of the way enough to avoid the mass of energy coming down through the sword.
Yeah. Hey, Thrun, help! Son of a bitch, help!
Yeah, yeah. Son of a bitch is right. Shit. Once again, holding the staff, do I hear anything out of that fucking apparition that I have trapped in there?
Hell no.
No?
I will
damn.
tell you when it talks.
Okay. Well, I was figuring since we were down where I assumed this guy came from.
Yep.
How close am I to the nearest doorway? Like you said, we got blown in.
Oh yeah. Like ass over tea kettle.
Mm-hmm.
Where you guys are oriented, I'll describe the room again. You could actually reach out to your right and touch Gunnar's shoulder as he's kneeling right now. That's how close he is. You're out in the center of this area, and there are 3 coffins at the triangular points, and beyond these coffins are stairways that go up a way. So 3 different archways, 3 different passageways that go up. So it looks like you're kind of at the bottom of a triangular shaped pit, so to speak.
So we came down one of those stairways.
Yes, you fell down. Yes.
Okay.
One of those doorways, it obviously is out. You don't know which one it is. One of the archways has a statue near it, and to describe it in a kind of like a pressing situation, it's humanoid shaped. It's armored. It looks like it possibly could have been painted at one point. Maybe an effigy of a god at some point, or otherwise. Very heroic features. But a quick scan of the room as you guys are looking for an arch or an exit way. All 3 of the doorways are up from like where you guys currently are. It's about equal ways. Quick scan of the way. The area is there's about 8 corpses in the room with you.
And all 3 doorways are effectively blocked off, I'm assuming. Like if I do a quick scan, like we could dip back up a staircase from here.
Not unless you wanted to go through one of them. Yep.
I know this is pressing as he takes literally like seconds to look around the room.
They are closing in.
Any of the coffins disturbed or open?
2 of which are actually slightly open. You don't know who got out of which one. If that's your next question, that's a little too.
Nope. I wouldn't know that enough anyway. The statue that's humanoid and armored. Fuck, we can't really move without going through something. I want to try to get us to a spot to where we're not going to get fucking surrounded and killed.
That's a little hard to do right now.
I know, but I literally just saw Gunnar take 3 monstrous swings at this guy, and he's like, whatever. So the bond's like, I ain't doing shit here. We need to go.
Keep in mind, you have magic.
Yes, but I used up some of my spell points already, and I don't want to burn myself out. Fuck. All right. Do I have any of the walls I can back up to give myself some moments?
No.
Fuck.
If you take a step back, you're endangering yourself from behind.
Of course I am. Okay. any of my stuff actually help? No. Yeah, I have magic, but none of it's really suited for down here.
Yeah.
But the most I could do is up till the earth. I don't think it's going to work on work stone 1 and 2. They're just going to step over it. All right. And fuck. I even got, well.
So my 3 attacks were on the same
Yeah.
enemy, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
How hurt does he look like he suffered?
The dead don't suffer.
Does he
He
look
didn't-
damaged?
He like I said before, if he was a living man, he'd be pretty fucked up. But he's a corpse. He doesn't care what you just did to him. he went, oh, okay, and tried to run you through.
Bernard, if I do something really stupid, you might have to carry me out of here.
Oh my god. Ah, Mike.
Well, you said I got magic. There's only one spell I have that could possibly do anything to these shitheads. We're gonna
All
cast
right.
Fellwinter.
Okay. Wait, really? Oh, all right. Oh, okay.
I literally have nothing else in my repertoire that could do anything to 8 of them at once.
Okay.
And if the Wraith in the staff isn't talking to try to help, and I assume I don't have enough hag speech to speak to these things yet.
Right. Yeah.
Fellwinter's quite literally the only thing I have that could hopefully stop them.
What are you casting it at then?
Because I have 8 out of 9 points, and my staff has 12 out of 12.
Uh-huh.
Okay, remind me, because I can't remember the exact number. So if I have 9 points total,
Right.
at what number do I start to feel the fatigue of it? I know at 0, you basically pass the fuck out and you're useless if you're not dying.
Your spell you are useless if you use your spell points.
Right.
An item can't feel. It just goes. Ugh.
Right. But is it just I'm fine until I hit 0? Or is it when I get close to 0, do I start to feel not fine?
Okay. You're asking if it's similar to Vitality, where if you get below 6, you start to take penalties?
Yeah.
It's a good fucking question.
Because,
I haven't.
Okay. Because
shit.
all right,
Okay.
narrator, because I'm gonna fucking lay it out for you here. If the answer to that question is no, I don't feel anything until I hit 0. I'm taking me and the staff down to 1 point apiece. We're going to burn 18 points of magic on this shit.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a dread magic. I'm assuming that means it's a 10th level spell, which means I need that much magic.
Technically, it's a 12th level spell, but
yeah. If the answer is yes, I will go to the threshold where I don't, completely exhaust myself.
You need a 34 spellcasting test to break that.
Yeah, and I'm be using 18 points.
Eight. What's your cult modifier?
My occult modifier is a 4.
I guess roll it.
So you need to roll higher than a 16.
Well. Cast is technically a 12th level spell. Hang on here.
And this is why we play test these things.
Yeah, we're see about dread magic is technically beyond 10th level, and it's technically this system's version of epic or 10th level spells. Like there's only 9 level spells in D&D. Hang on. Oh, I want to be able to make sure. Okay, the staff is for the okay, this is where the not I'm sorry everyone trying to watch this. This is now when a game becomes work and we're going to try and do this properly. Technically the stave is intelligent. My question for you is the staff for purposes of the spell, is it assisting you?
That was going to be the hope, yes.
Oh my god. I have to roll for the stave because it currently doesn't like you. If you want to impose your will upon it and yell at it and say, no, bitch, you're going to help me with this, whether you like it or not, you may do so, which is a meditation test, by the way.
Okay. Because otherwise, using the land circle, clay to stone, that just affects like one thing at a time, right?
Currently, yes.
Okay. So that's going to be 5 points apiece. So that's not going to work. No. You said meditation?
Yes. Okay.
It's going to be a 14.
It will reluctantly obey you.
Reluctantly.
All right.
Fucking
gremlin. It'll do what it tells you to do.
Right.
Okay, let's see here. I guess roll it because we're gonna try and do this. If you're gonna cast it using 18 or 18 spell points. Yeah.
Because I could have swore if you went over what you needed with the spell points in, it give you a bonus or something, or you just need to spend the minimum.
You gotta spend it. Basically make a spell casting test, and if my math and Terry's math is correct, you gotta break a 16. But this is gonna suck, mind you.
Oh, I know. But it's either hopefully it sucks for just a little bit versus we're dead. And I'm tired of dying.
Right. Terry, is that the cat's tail that you were just rubbing for a moment? I was like, what the fuck is this function? And I'm like, oh, the cat. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at Mike on the screen here, and I just saw you out of the corner.
Exploded 3 times.
Oh my god. What'd you get?
Holy fuck. I wish I was videotaping this.
All right. What do you got?
36 just off of the dice.
You didn't fucking need to use your spell points a goddamn bit.
That's fucking son of a bitch. This son of a bitch exploded 4 times in a fucking row. And then gave me a fucking 1 at the end.
Oh, I'm done now. Suppress.
Fucking
I'm done
right.
now. That's a suppress.
You son of a bitch.
Oh fuck. Okay. So
Yeah.
you summon a winter holocaust from out the deep, essentially, which doesn't freeze the skeletons in place. They just, to Gnar's ears, because he's really close to one right now, he starts to crackle and pop. Like, you know how really brittle bone gets when it gets real cold? I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm just going to let you think back to AD&D and tell me what cold finger does to skeletons. And
Chill touch.
it's yeah, thank you. That's fucking, I always forget that spell. And hey Mike, you have an attack roll from one of these icy skeletons now coming in at an 18 on the die.
Jesus.
I know. I know.
That's a 16.
Oh no. And I
My
believe
dice are probably gonna
you're
roll
wearing-
like crap the rest of the night now. So.
Well, I told you. I'm done. That's a suppress. I'm done. An 8 and a 1. No more explodes.
Right? Just
Ugh. Huh. Your die needs a cigarette.
fucking right. All right.
I believe you're wearing copper mail, so that's a -2 on your hang on. Just I know copper is -2. I know
Copper
that
greaves
much.
and copper scale mail. So yeah. I think it's a
Oh
negative.
fuck.
Too.
Well, it's a negative for each thing. Hang on. Okay. Damage suppress -1. So it's -1 for. Okay, so you're. Wait, hang on. Just stop. Wait, one moment. Wow. Copper greaves are damage suppress 1. But mechanically speaking, copper greaves are fucking useless.
Because they take the material penalty.
Yeah. It takes up an armor slot.
Well,
but
it's still useful in the fact of you can at least make an armor test. Versus if you weren't wearing armor, we established you couldn't make an armor test at all.
Yeah, never mind. No, that's actually it allows you to make the armor test, period. That's okay, that's its benefit. All right,
Yeah.
fair. So it's -1 for that, and your copper mail is mail hallmark 3. So you have D8, looks like a D8 +2 all told.
Okay.
Hey, it's better than fucking nothing, okay?
It is.
Just point fucking. What have we learned for the past 2 weeks is something is better than fucking nothing. That has been the thing to learn in this group for the past couple weeks, inside and outside a game. 18 damage coming in. Please tell me there's negligible damage coming in, Mike.
I'm negating 14 of it.
Well,
so I'm taking 4.
It's something.
Right?
Gunnar. Help.
So what was the effect of the spell? What?
Okay. Do you remember what you walked in on when we first met?
Yeah.
You now saw that point blank.
Basically a point from, I'm just going to Mike either touches the floor with his stave or raises his stave. You can describe it how he wish, but he is a point of cold in the room, and ice floods out from him and shoots up like icy shards, like someone dumps a bucket of water on the ground. It splashes and flows out, but that splash and flow out freezes on contact with everything else and shoots basically a wall of cold air, frigid air, winter blizzard air, similar to the helicopter scene in The Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow. Yeah, I was just
Yep.
gonna say. Yep.
He opens the side of the helicopter there, and flash freezes right in the fucking doorway. That essentially happens, but the two of you are fine. The skeletons, however, because they don't feel cold, don't stop moving. Like they'll freeze their skeletal feet and their boots, if they're wearing boots and sandals, freeze to the floor. But you hear they as they pick their feet up and they continue to attempt to mob you. And like I said, there's a lot of popping, a lot of creaking. Some of the more organic components of their armor petrify, get brittle, and become brittle and flake away, fall off. So Gunnar, it's your turn to do whatever you wish.
All right. So the one that laid into me, he's still up and swinging, correct?
He is raising his arm to skewer you again,
All right.
or to attempt to run you through.
All right. And round one.
Attack one.
10 plus 8, 18.
Oh. Ty goes to the defender. He also rolled an 18 on his die, but he shatters.
Bastard.
Brittle bones shatter into shards, and he and all of his equipment drop like a rag. You have 2 extra attacks to expend this turn, sir.
I will spin and engage.
Attack again, sir, at a -1 penalty.
So that would be
By the way,
Oh
just
my
for the
God.
sake of the scene, Thorbrand more than likely is on one knee after that, just from the exhaustion. So if you want to spin and swing, you're probably completely fine too.
so a -1, you said?
Yep,
Mhm.
-1.
That would be 16.
Well, that's going to land because that particular skeleton got a fat 5 on his die.
All right, so that would be
It's a big 5.
7
big
plus
5.
3. 10. 10 points of damage.
He shatters as well.
Okay. And the third attack at -2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, -2, yeah.
11 minus 2 is 9 plus 8, 17.
Oh, he got a 7. And he shatters. So-
I was like, okay.
You kind of get the feeling that whatever, like, all you got to do is just touch these guys and they shatter.
Right.
Like glass bone shards. That is your turn. So Thurban,
Three down.
right. 3 of 5. Hey Thurban, what you doing down there, buddy?
Never mind. I'm explaining that one after the session.
I
No. That just triggered a scene from something else. Never mind. No, Thraban, he just got done taking that sword hit. Kind of clanged off of his side a little bit, but still bit in. It's a good thing he can feel cold because that blade was frigid as fuck. He'll was the one that hit me one of the ones that Gunnar killed, or is that guy still standing?
No, the one that hits you is actually behind you.
Oh, backstabbing son of a bitch.
Literally.
Yeah. Thraban is gonna take the entire fucking round to do this, but he's gonna like shakily get to his feet, see that guy behind him, and yeah, he's gonna basically plant, torque, and fucking swing with the staff.
Roll your attack.
Especially because he had an inkling that the shattering of skeletons would happen, but seeing Gunnar do it kind of solidifies that thought in his head.
Yeah, chill touch plus skeletons equals you don't really have to do much to skeletons to destroy them.
It's going to be a paltry 15.
Oh, Paul. Well, he got a fat 11, so
Yeah.
you shatter that one. There are 4 left, sir.
Yeah. I only get one attack around, so
I'm hopefully not going to kill the party with cold. Well, I'm not, unless Gunnar rolls really low on a 5. God damn it! This is what I'm telling you. I will roll amazing if I'm actually a player, but when I fucking run, the dice are just fine. Be that way, just. Dick. You're muted, Terry.
I do that so I'm not like burping in people's ears. My evasion bonus without a die roll is a 5.
So yeah, right.
Nice.
There's no fucking way you're being hit.
Well, I mean, he could still crit fail technically.
Yeah, right.
He didn't.
All right, good. Don't want to jinx it, but just saying.
Oh my god, that's a fucking 8 on the other attack. There's 2 other skeletons got to attack this turn. Terry, roll above an 8, please.
All right. So once again, evasion is a 5.
Right, your
Get above
base.
a 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an explosion. So
God damn it.
9
Jesus
plus.
Christ.
You want me to keep going? 9, 10, 11, 12.
Hey, Conan,
13.
fuck off and just take damage. God damn it. I'm going to fucking crit you one of these days. I'm going to have my revenge.
You probably will, too. You probably will. That's the sad part.
No, that's a 15 coming in. It was an 8, and I was like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't make me put my foot in my mouth after I'm talking shit, please. Damn. I'm pretty sure you can easily beat a 15 if your evasion is 5.
Round 3. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. One skeleton is not in range to attack anybody. So
That's a
there's only 3.
16.
God damn it, man. All right, fine. Hey, Gunnar, there is a target-rich environment in your vicinity of the room. You want to take care of that for me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby, give me these skeletons.
I'm half surprised Gunnar didn't just drop the sword, just start cracking skulls, literally.
Banging them
1.
together, making bone dust.
Right. I think the area is now rife with spell components.
First
I was
attack
just about to say, yeah. Oh, yeah. First attack.
is only a 14.
Terry, only a 14.
And so
I'm gonna
because
say
this is
fuck you with a 5.
It's a fat 5 at least.
Okay.
These fat fives are obese. They're big.
So because this is a two-handed attack, this is 7 damage
God,
plus.
he's done.
You have
God
to
damn
do
it.
one. You literally have to do 1 point of damage. You touch him
Oh.
with the sword, he shatters.
No,
But-
it exploded, so I get to roll this again.
Now Conan just trying to show off. He's trying to like just make his body just
You're being a dick.
explode and implode at the same time. Don't ask me how it
Nine-
happened. It just does.
19 points damage. Is that?
Mhm.
You know what? That skeleton isn't affected by ice magic. Fuck you. No, he's done. Fuck him. No,
All right.
Bone dust everywhere. Thanks. Now I got it in my mouth.
you
Fuck
got
you.
you got 2 more attacks.
Okay. So next one is a -1.
Yep. Now,
Oh.
Mike, if you were, oh
Oh.
my god,
Dude, I gotta get this camera to work. This is seriously like
If
a
you-
double. God damn it! It's
you crit
two
again?
I
eights.
just see the
I-
Miskatonic University tome.
Wait.
Ah!
Wait. I'm like literally.
Turn it-
It's there.
Turn off your
It's-
OBS for a second.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Take a picture with your phone and put it in the chat.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, I gotta
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this. I super critted. It's double eights.
Oh my god.
This
Just
fucking
okay,
guy.
Put a tally mark next to your physique and roll again for
Ah.
fucking damage. You
Comes.
you
Alright,
kill
hold on, no,
stealing
I'm
son of a bitch. You're gonna get it here soon.
I'm
I'm gonna come up with some horrible thing for you to fight here soon.
Something that
I
sucks
am-
away the red mist from him and makes him weaker.
Yeah, right,
I'm-
right. No.
I'm totally taking a picture of this.
All
So, I don't know. That's 16, and then we're rolling again.
Oh my god.
16 plus 12.
Well, keep in mind when you crit double H, you don't have to roll anymore. It's an automatic success.
He's just rubbing it in, is what he's doing.
I
man.
know.
I just like to roll the dice.
Well, roll it on
Screw with
damage
my
there,
camera.
Conan.
Oh
all
my
right,
god.
all right.
Coin crits and cleavage. That's what this character is out for.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
Where's my damage? So 7 plus 2 is 9.
Oh my god. He's done too. There is one final. Well,
He flips you off as his body disintegrates.
Bastard!
you're
Okay.
right. Ah.
Last one. Now this is a -2.
Yes, sir.
Narrator, have one of them pull the Black Knight thing where he just has his head in his torso and he still tries to come after him.
Yeah, I'll get. I'll
It's a
give him
flesh wound.
All right.
Okay, so with the minus, it's a 9 plus 8 is 17.
17.
I rolled a 10 on his.
Oh, that's
And-
2 fatties right there. That's
Yeah,
double the fat
fucking-
5.
Yeah, that's 2
Damn it.
fat fivers.
Damage is
Wait.
14.
God damn. Okay, fine. So, Thurban, there's only one skeleton left.
One guy left.
Oh my god.
All right. Let's see if we can smack. Don't- Watch me fucking critically miss this shit.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up before you jink yourself and fuck us all. Stop
I
it.
I got double 2, so I got a 7.
Oh. Come on.
He's
man.
weak. It's fine. It's weak.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's got an excuse. He did his job for the day. Okay. He made a
Humanity's
miniature
here.
fucking ice age. All right. He's leave him the fuck alone.
Attaboy.
Yeah, 7 to hit though. So
He's just fucking done. If you guys had a necromancer in the party, icy bone dust, ooh,
right.
that is, you can sell that to a fucking necromancer and get a lot of money. But no, as far as you're aware, it is a winter wonderland of snowflakes, really grody smelling and tasting bone dust, and the smell of the crypt here. Ugh. like winter and Halloween all at the same time. Nightmare
That's a
Before
good
Christmas.
fucking time. Thank you very much. Need to make a bonfire now to complete the scene.
Right.
So Bond like shakily gets back to his feet, clinging to the staff.
Are you all right?
Don't have me do that again right now.
Oh. Good. And Gunnar drops to his knees and with the red mist drops to his hands and starts panting.
There you go. Congratulations, gentlemen. You survived a fight with the undead. As you guys are coming down off of the adrenaline high of combat there, it goes like the sounds obviously die away. You really can only hear each other's breathing, or at this point, panting. And your guttering lamp is kind of like half over on its side. Gunnar, it's within arm's reach distance from you. If you decide that you want to like set that up right where how it's supposed to be, make it right with the world, you're more than welcome to.
I tell you what, I mean, because I'm coming down from the red mist, I'm gonna okay, with very weak hands, he reaches over and rights the lamp and basically collapses at that point. He's
Oh, there you go.
he's
He takes a nap.
Yeah. he
Wait.
realizes what needs to be done, but that's the last that's the last of it. So
Oh, okay, here. Just make that right with the world.
boom.
Done. As you right the lamp upright with the rest of the world in all good things light and holy, you pass out, and it illuminates this lower crypt area. Again, there are the three doorways, the three coffins, sarcophagi on small plinths for them. Beyond the sarcophagi are stairways that lead up. Beyond one is a statue of some heroic entity, and beyond the other two stairways are archways that go off into darkness there. It's quite obvious at this point that this is not a root cellar. This could possibly have been a crypt or an underground fortress of some kind to a people that is obviously long been since gone, extinct, whatever. You can tell, at least Thraban can tell, because Gunnar is no longer with us consciously. Gunnar is dreaming of busty ogre women. We're done. Oiled up ogre women massaging him. That is his Elysium. That is what he has. Now, Thraban, these people, it seems fortified because the doorways are low and narrow, seemingly like a taller people than you possibly would have had to stoop to get through. It makes each corridor very easily defendable. So, this is more or less reminiscent of an under city or an under fortress as opposed to a crypt. But it's up to you two to unturn the secrets of this place.
Well, at the moment, he's not really in the mood to do any of that because he
Of
needs
course.
to sit. Gunnar is passed out. Gunnar, did you have any kindling in your bag or anything that we can use to try to make anything for warmth?
He's not with us. He can't answer you.
Well, I'm good. Thorban's going to go through his bag, which is why I'm asking the player behind Gunnar if he had anything in his bag useful.
As far as kindling goes,
Otherwise, those doors that no, you didn't say there was a door. Never mind.
They're
The sarcoph-
archways, not
Yeah,
doors.
archways, not doors. So there's probably. I'm assuming it's all work stone too.
Mhm.
actually, I did have torches listed in my equipment. So if you want to make a campfire out of those or put them around, I mean, whatever. I've got torches. I can in my pack. So I'm just like,
Right.
Which
Yeah,
of you lost your backpack?
I probably did. That's why I asked him what he had in his.
Great. So what is your EDC? Well, never mind. You don't have an EDC anymore because it was in the backpack.
I have a couple of pouches on my waist. That's about it.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, fucking
Yep.
fuck.
Yep.
Now we don't know where we are anymore. However, that malevolent presence that just fucking tossed you into this room, Thurban, you feel that there is a will here, a dark intelligence, but it is not looking at you right now. It is somewhere in this complex, but is not currently observing you.
Probably figured we were going to die from the undead.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll be honest, Turban's not going to go anywhere till Gunnar's up because if anything decides to come after them, Turban's not going to be able to do anything.
Right?
So I'm going to take what torches he had in his thing. I'll see if I can get a couple of them like together just to make like a small little fire just to warm up the ground around him. And he'll light that up. I actually will take, because I know at least one of my pouches was empty. He actually will get some of the bone dust, some of the icy bone dust. Because who knows, maybe the Astromancer would have some use for it. That man has a use for almost everything in this world. But yeah, I'm assuming Gunnar has something for trail rations in his bag as well, so Turban will munch on that. If I don't know how long Gunnar is going to be out for, but Turban will take the lamp and go investigate that statue.
Okay.
You see what that's about. I'm going to leave that third sarcophagi that is closed. That will remain closed. I am not touching that. I'll be honest, I don't even feel like looking inside the sarcophagi that are open right now because I don't know what the fuck's gonna jump out at me.
Right?
So yeah, make a small makeshift fire, eat something, and investigate the statue while I wait for Gunnar to wake up.
The statue, or as far as you can tell, is a human of some form or fashion. His features, it's a male, as far as you can tell, are not angular, like a fae would be. But he is clad in an armor that is kind of somewhat out of fashion. It almost makes him look like a barrel, if you will. There's very wide bands that kind of hang from a shoulder harness that protect him from like chin to his upper shin, and obscures most of him. His shield is a tall thing. All of this is stone. It's obviously worked in the way where he would be garbed in the fashion of the day. His shield is about as tall as he is. So full kit is very slow moving combatant, but if he hits you, oh my goodness, not someone to be trifled with. But a sword about twice the length of the swords that were wielded by the dead here. Similar in leaf blade shaped fashion, hangs from a scabbard on the inside of the shield, not belted to the armor.
That's unique. All right.
Possibly some form of ancient ancestor worship. You're gonna get the feeling of this. There's a bit of quiet reverence here. However, tainted, but kind of a quiet reverence here.
Okay. Yeah. It's unfortunately still waiting for Gennard to wake up.
He's gonna be out for a while.
Right, which is why this is gonna be kind of a slow moving portion. I know most of it either disintegrated or flaked off, but Thrawn will try to investigate the gear of the skeletons, or if they had any defining features. He's guessing based on what they've seen so far in this place. He's not going to recognize very much.
No.
But it gives him something to do to occupy his brain and keep him awake. So at least one of them is awake.
You go through what's left of the gear and what's left of the bone shards that are left of the aftermath of the combat there. Do you do it with your staff, like the end of your staff, or do you like do it with your hand, or how do you disturb, I suppose, the gear, if you will?
For the most part, it'll be with the staff.
Okay.
Just that way I can actually like move stuff around.
Make me a actually. Make me a corruption save.
All right. Ten.
10. All right.
Okay, that's D8 plus level, right?
Yep.
Yep. So 10.
Oh,
Come on, it's not the first time he's dealt with it. Come on.
This is gonna suck. Okay. You're gonna suffer a bout of insanity.
Oh yay.
You, based on your degeneration, being tormented as something befell you. You disturb a bit of this corpse, and in your disturbing of the remains, you hear echoes, like phantom echoes of a conflict. Swords flashing, swords smoting shields, screaming, men and women dying, combat, shield wall press. You distinctly hear and or feel and see the image in your mind of a pixie the size of your hand, a small winged humanoid being crushed under a boot. You hear the crunch, you feel the squish beneath your foot, and that's when it snaps in your mind. You have this bout of insanity. You may narrate how violently he reacts to this as you wish. Uh-huh.
This man just can't catch a fucking break. I swear to God.
He's a 1,200-year-old sorcerer
Yeah, right.
that was reborn 3 times and then sent back after the final, the true death.
Yeah, right.
What do you
Like,
expect?
Like, God damn it. No, yeah, so, and I'll go back a second. So he would look at the statue, he see kind of what all that's about. He being like that, kind of giving homage to whatever it's supposed to symbolize, since he realizes it's supposed to be some sort of reverence around it. And then because he's still waiting on Gunnar to wake up, he's going to be kind of like, I'm not leaving this room. And kind of want to see what these things were. And when he goes to touch it, Gunnar, of course, is asleep, so no one can see this. But yeah, he'll have that all kind of flash through his brain. And then I've actually had one of these nightmares, and it sucks. He's actually probably going to do a psychic scream. Like that thing, like you're dreaming and you scream in your dream, but you know no actual sound came out. It just echoed in your head. He'd probably do one of those before he would actually scream out loud. And in my mind's eye, at least, he would, and it wouldn't really be so much in like anger or aggression, but between seeing and feeling this scene and then having like the scene from the tapestry come back to his brain. It's just the thought of war and death and why the fuck are we doing this? Why am I doing this? Why the fuck am I still doing this? I shouldn't be here. And it's just literally just make him fucking snap. So more than likely, the staff is going to drop from a essentially lifeless hand as he probably literally grabs his head and falls to his knees. I don't know if this is going to wake up Gunnar, because this is probably going to be a very echoey, very high pitched scream that reverberates through everywhere. Like I said, it's not done with aggression, and if someone was to have heard it, it is the sound of someone who has broke, because to say giving up hope isn't the right word, but almost to that point. Like
Anguish.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. He's gotten to the point of what is the point, but then the back of his brain, that probably says some form of rationale during this whole thing, he's still saying, I still have to do this. but yeah, he just snaps from that juxtaposition, if I could talk today, of those feelings kind of colliding all at once.
Okay. 3 points of temporary shadow sickness. As that scream finally leaves you, if you guys had the element of surprise, you do not anymore. And Gunnar, you are slapped awake by the sound of an anguished scream. As you come to, you see your companion doubled over, his hands on his face. He is in tears, and between his fingertips, ink leaks from between his fingertips and from beneath the heel of his palms.
Gunnar would immediately look for a threat, like something that he could stab.
It's just you in this room.
Then I'll crawl over because I'm still weak as a kitten.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? What's happened?
Actually, narrator, what do you think it would take to snap out of that? That'd be a self-control test.
He's still currently having his bout of insanity.
Right. That's why
you can't act.
Okay.
Period. Well, Gunnar, your companion is inconsolable.
More than I would assume the screams are silent again. Like you can see his mouth is screaming, but no sound is actually coming forth.
The only thing Gunnar can do is look for something physical. So he's just next to him, but like trying to figure out if something physical is happening to him that he doesn't he can fight something he can fight.
Something mundane for me to cut.
Give me something I can kill.
Right? This is so wholesome. He wants to help. Does not have the means to help. Between sobs and like open mouth screams that are silent as the grave, Thurbon falls over on his side as you get a few seconds, you glance over as Thurbon tries to wipe what you assume to be tears away with a sleeve, and he just wipes ink from his own tear ducts across his hand, across his sleeve, and you see his fingertips have turned black. And out of quite literally desperation, Thurbon kind of curls into the fetal position, and it breaks your heart. To you, that he is a powerful sorcerer, can do these weird and wonderful and amazing things with magic. He can bring the power of elemental winter to bear at his fingertips. But then next second, he's a kid, a child unable to push a nightmare back that's in his head. Maybe in his
Okay.
head. Maybe psychologically, maybe emotionally. We don't know. We really don't know. But in the fetal position, he presses his forehead against the flags, trying to push out whatever's in there. And Thraban passes out. He just stops moving. Passes out.
So the first thing that Gunnar would do is check to make sure he's still alive.
Right.
And then
His
in
heartbeat is there.
right. In Gunnar's sense, though, that this is maybe a wizard's version of the red mist.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could be far wrong. Yeah.
Well, this is Gunnar's world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And he's like, okay, he was doing whatever, and I was out, and now I'm up, weak as a kitten, but I'll let him rest and have my sword and the lamp ready so that he can rest from his red mist, whatever wizard's version of red mist is. So that's how Gunnar would see it, is like, oh, I did this.
And I needed
Now
to
he's
sleep
doing
afterwards. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
now he's doing this. So yeah, I'll just sit here and wait and protect him. I've got my bag and my rations, so we're just gonna sit and listen.
You you've got a, dare I say, a makeshift campsite there. It's for the most part easily defendable. I would prefer you guys not rest there in the in the like the typical like Dungeons and Dragons sense of like of rests. This would not be considered a safe place, but from your guys' perspective, it's a safe place. Huge air quotes there. And Thraban will be asleep for Mike. Make me a conditioning test. Or save, please. Save, not test.
Roll high.
From the
You're-
prone and sleeping position. Roll
You're on
up,
mute,
please.
Mike. Mute.
Mute. Damn it,
Mute.
Mike, mute.
13.
God.
Well, I didn't think I was going to talk anymore because I was knocked out, so I muted myself. 13.
All right. Holy shit. Yeah, Gunnar, he's gonna be asleep for 3 days.
Oh shit.
The worst part is that exploded once.
He's gonna be asleep for 3 days.
Well, and days is going to be like a long time.
You're underground and
Yeah.
there's no contact with the sun. 3 days could be 3 weeks. You have no idea.
Right. So Gunnar is going to just keep checking him and make sure that he's breathing and his pulse seems strong and steady. And
Are you going to leave him and explore at all?
If I were to leave him, it would be just to go out and do like if I say LPOP, listening post, observation post, where I can keep an eye on him, but like go out and just like be quiet and use my, senses just to see if anything's coming, but not like, I mean, we've got rations and everything that we would need.
Essentially, you go to the next room, look, listen, hide.
Yeah. Hide in
Go to the
shadows.
next room, look, listen, hide. Like
Yep.
it, like somewhat pseudo recon the immediate 150 feet of different mazes, but you're well within like earshot of like he's in that direction, breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Right.
You could also, if I am allowed to be the left side of your brain, you are able to pull him into an alcove that is better defendable as opposed to the center of a room. So you're only being, if should you be accosted, you're only being accosted from one or two directions instead of all around.
Right. Right. If I find something that is obviously more, strategic to, rest in, that's what I would do. I mean, after
There
2 or 3
is
days.
the landing beneath the statue. It's about a 3x6 rectangle, and it's about 6 feet above the floor. They would have to, you guys would have the high ground, and there's only the niche with the statue behind it, but from behind you, and there's over like that next day, you could make damn sure that no, there's no secret passage back here. We're not going to be flanked. So you could technically set up shop in this crypt, bed rolls, blankets, campfire, that kind of thing, and actually make
Right.
a campsite in a dungeon.
Yep. Then that's what I would do.
Okay. We will do closing soliloquies then. As we make the motion to put our characters to bed, as it were. Thurban, from the lands of Morpheus, nightmare-ridden, accosted by shapes in the darkness, multi-jointed, multi-fingered, yellow-teethed, black-handed things assail you from the dark. Adumbrations that stay close to you, so close they're no farther away from you than the width of a necromancer's rod. That's how close they are. But they don't touch you. Images of people you knew from a previous life flitter through the shadows of this nightmarescape. The night that Shihan was slain is a very favorite reoccurring nightmare of yours. I say favorite sarcastically. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to see that ever again. But you see it all the time. The day that Ukion died, you weren't there for, but you see it. Like from the perspective of the dead. You were there, but you weren't there in the flesh. From the point of view standing over Ukion's corpse, bleeding his golden fey blood out onto the grass, and he just slumps against a tree. You see him look into your eyes, and he doesn't see you because you weren't actually there. and his eyes close forever. Your sister baking a loaf of bread in her home, but knowing there's an encroaching darkness that could be threatening her, and you're not there. These images, amongst many other things that have come, have yet to come, and what may come. The stage lights come up to illuminate Thurban in his soliloquy. Take us away, my man.
I imagine, stuck in his head as he is, that every day, because each nightmare would probably feel like a new day anyway, if you had multiple in the same period of time, would probably be a maelstrom of anger and sadness and just emotional outbursts at not being able to change things or fix things or stop things. Things like Shihan and Ukion dying. He would probably curse the heavens, curse the hells, curse the gods, and curse anyone else you can think of at the time. Seeing his sister or his family or his old, the people that he used to have, whatever they were going through, and knowing what could possibly be befalling them in the future would probably have him screaming out toward the skies again. And if he had to do, I'm sure he had to relive seeing Endu Kaga at the henge, the first time he saw the primordials and they burnt the body and the smoke killed almost fucking everyone around him. And it would just be an endless torment that he has no hope of escaping. He would try. And every time he would reach out, it would either fall apart what he was trying to touch, he would go ignored. Every time he tried to reach out to someone through the speaking without speaking, trying to reach out to his God, it all would just fall on deaf ears. Or if his brain really wanted to be a bastard to him, he might even get a response, but it would ridicule him instead. It would belittle him instead. And once again, like when he had the psychic feedback, it's the whole, why are you doing this? You have no business doing this. You can't do this. Just give up. Go back to dying. It's what you're best at. And I don't know if anything would be happening in the quote unquote, living world during all this, other than, thrashing, seizures, maybe a scream or two here or there, I would assume, but it would just, he knows slightly what hell feels like now, I would assume, because he is living his own personal one now.
Over the next 72 hours, Gunnar is treated to the ambiance of a deathly world beneath a mountain, wrought by a culture that he has no idea who these people are. Possibly distant cousins of the humans, or distant ancestors of his own, perhaps, maybe. Cousin only in species, perhaps. But listening to his sorceress companion have what to your ears sound like horrible fever dreams. One of these days, you are sleeping next to each other, and Thurbon jerks in his sleep and actually elbows you in the side of the head. And you're kind of wrapped in a blanket, and you kind of like take the hit. You turn, hoping that he's awake. He's not. Murmuring something in some language that does not sound like the utterance that a dragon would have. You feel the cold and the dark pressing in on you as across the way on this landing, you've got your lamp set up as one point of light in the dark. You have found that in the past day, despite your surroundings, you actually can sleep quite soundly. Sleep quite well. With your crypt mates in the sarcophagi, they make fine companions and quiet roommates. And for whatever reason, there is a strange, comforting feeling sleeping near the dead. They would not disturb you. Maybe there is a quiet, ancestral essence there that is fond of you. You don't know. But when that elbow hits you, you're jostled for a moment. You notice that Thurbon is still asleep. You readjust his furs and the blanket that he draped over the top of him, and possibly scoot a few feet away so he doesn't assault you again. But make sure that he doesn't roll over and fall down the fucking stairs and kill himself on the floor below. You make sure you're an excellent sentry. You have found out that if anything else in this world, in this lifetime, you make a very good sexton. Someone who watches over the dead peacefully. You nestle back into your wool blanket and you stare into that lamplight as your eyelids become heavy and your mind begins to wander. Your sight begins to subconsciously reach out. You don't notice this until it is too late. There is a powerful presence in the room with you. Just out of line of sight. An incredibly warm, comforting, and enveloping sense of love and adoration. And distinctly divine, like a divine feminine presence. And an image of a red-headed woman clad in furs, not unlike a tundra steppe tracker, a woman, a huntswoman, of some primitive tribe. But she looks upon you and smiles. There are willow flowers in her red hair. And she has a garland of lilies, kind of in a laurel, that sits atop her head. And for just the second you look upon her in your mind's eye, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you look upon the Lady of the Willow World, goddess of love. She is sometimes known to present herself to warriors that impress her. She shows herself to people who express selflessness and steadfast companionship. Those of us who are of Earth know that the Greeks came up with some 7 or 8 different forms of love. The Lady of the Willow World embodies all of these things, be it familial, be it romantic, be it companion. And in this psychic vision of you, of her, in your mind's eye, she turns and walks towards you. And she, in this vision, seemingly steps out of the lamp and into your realm of existence, so to speak. And she walks to you. She smiles at you. And she kisses her index finger. And she presses her index finger, her left index finger, to your forehead. And you pass out. Your psychic vision envelops you with a supportive, albeit energizing, type of positive energy. You will find that when you awaken, your wounds are scarred but healed, and you have learned a strange thing, something that will carry you through battle in the future, something called strike through. And with that, we will come to the end of our soliloquies for the evening. I will have the closing scene here. Go back to Thraban's dreamscape, and in his fever dream, a stag, somewhere in the dreamscape, a stag appears. And it's not just any kind of stag. It's a stag that it's like made of plant matter that's half rotting and almost zombified. And but it's like 20 foot tall at the shoulder. An enormous animal comes out of the forest. But in this strange, feverness, awful, you wish you were on opium with this nonsense, but no, this is completely organic. It shape shifts into almost a zombified fair folk, but of heroic features. And this thing walks up to you, not shambles like a fucking zombie would, but walks up to you smoothly and gracefully. And it kicks you Like you're on the ground, you're laying there, and it kicks you, like to get your attention, and you like jerk and you look up, and this thing rasps at you in the language of winter, Iberian. It rasps at you. It says, "Get up." It kicks you again, like in the gut, hard, and it says, "Get up. I did not make you weak." And it kicks you in the chin. And it just stands there with its like dead, sunken in, undead eyes that start to glow a really eerie shade of blue. And with that, it hauls off to kick you again. Like its leg comes back a few feet to give you a nice good kicking right in the face. And then your eyes are bolt open and you bolt upright in the sitting position. You do not scream. And that is where the session will close for the evening. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back next week. Back next week. Good night, everybody.